Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined down at the Leadmill. It's Carl Maloney here at RGM Magazine with Alex Deadman from Tramlines.
Hello.
Special guest. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Very good, thank you. Yeah.
Really appreciate your time today. We've popped down to the Leadmill to talk about all things Tramlines and what's happening at this year's event. How are you doing?
I'm not bad, yes. It's nice to be in the venue whilst it's a bit quieter.
Yeah, definitely. So we've just been talking earlier. The Leadmill is a different beast when nobody else is in it, and we've just been talking about stories about what we've been up to in the Leadmill for over the years, and what hijinks we've been up to and all that kind of stuff.
I'm 35 now, and I was definitely in here when I was 13
at
a Club Boy Racer, 14s and overnight. I managed to blag it in.
I don't think we'll be allowed to talk about what we just talked about, so we'll leave people thinking about that one. Brilliant. So yeah, Tramlines, it's a big year this year. Noel Gallagher, Stereophonics, massive names for Tramlines this year. So how's the logistics been this year for yourself?
It's all going nicely. I think having Hillsborough Park is quite good, because rather than having to think about lots of different venues all at the same time, we're just focused on that one space. And we're used to moving, because obviously we've moved to Ponderosa before, so we know we can anticipate some of the challenges we're going to have with a new site. But the beauty of Hillsborough Park is it's so big that we've got space to kind of position everything how we want. We're not limited in that way, and we can add all these extra little elements that we've always wanted to do and not quite had space for in the past.
Brilliant. So it's a big thing that's happening, and we are in the Leadmill at the minute, so all new things are happening this year in Hillsborough Park, and there's a magic new Leadmill stage happening as well that you could tell us about, particularly Jon McClure's stage, because we can announce now that he's announced the final two people that are going to be playing the event.
So we've just added his final two acts from the bit that he's curating. So Spring King and Sophie and the Giants are joining Sheaves and also his headliner Tom Grennan.
Wow.
So that's all on the Sunday at the Leadmill live stage. And then in the daytime, on both days at Leadmill, we've got our comedy, which is another completely new thing for us. It's something the Leadmill are used to doing, but it's new for Tramlines. Yeah,
we're down watching, what's it called? His name's gone out of my head. Does Infinite Monkey Cage?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay. We're down at the Leadmill. Red invited me down to come and have a nosy around, and it's just a great venue for comedy as well, the Leadmill, so it's got a bit of history there as well, so it's doing that on the Saturday, you say?
Yeah, and I think John Shuttleworth's there on the Sunday, with the bits that Reverend's curated.
Sheffield legend, Shuttleworth.
Exactly, and there's lots, so have a look go through all the thing on the website and you'll see all the different comedy lineup.
What I thought were nice, because I had a gig in Manchester myself over the weekend, and we were just on the bus into town with the missus, and we noticed there's loads of Tramlines posters in Manchester, all over the place, celebrating the festival that we hold here in Sheffield. Is it a conscious decision for you organisers to target people from out of town as well?
Definitely. I think that's the key. A measure of our success, to some degree, is what percentage of people from out of town are coming in. Because it's so important to attract people to Sheffield. Show it at its best. People know about the musical heritage, but it's fair to say not lots of people are travelling to Sheffield for gigs. So get them in for Tramlines, and they will see what we can do. And they'll keep coming back. That's really important for me.
I just thought it was great, I've got my own gig over there, got quite excited seeing the Tramlines poster in Manchester and being proud to come from Sheffield and having that identity out of Sheffield as well.
And you can say to your mates in Manchester, look what we're doing over
here. We do. We've got a big following on RGM in Manchester as well, so grab yourself a ticket, come and join us over the Pennines and come and have a good time in Sheffield. That'll be my message to the people in Manchester watching this. Yeah, two stages in Tramlines this year. I've seen a few things online about people being concerned about the two main stages being quite close together and maybe a problem with sound bleeding and that kind of stuff. And some people are worried about, are they going to be able to hear the bands, or is it going to be noise coming from the other stages as well? Can you tell us a little bit about what the plans are for that?
Well, we don't just have two stages at Hillsborough Park. There are two main stages, like the t'other stage, the main stage. There's also the Leadmill Live.
It's a shame it weren't called Stage a McStage Face, that one.
Well, when we opened it up to the public, I said that people will be asking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love that.
But I think that's been done as well. There's already a Boaty McBoatface, and t'other stage is quite nice one. It reflects Sheffield. So there's four stages. There's also the library stage, which is near the sort of historic Leadmill Library. And there's the area called Into the Trees, which has got sort of family-focused stuff with cinema and activities for young people in the daytime, and also DJs and stuff later on.
Yeah.
So
something for everybody, really. Then
something for everybody. There is a lot going on around the park, but because of we've got really, really professional sound companies.
Yeah.
And these days the technology's come along so that you can be really directional. We can ensure that the audience for that stage can hear it well, but that it doesn't travel further out. And we've had to do a lot of work. There's graphs and everything.
Okay, right.
It's a bit beyond me in the full technical understanding, but I know that it's something we're very mindful of. And we'll make sure that it's done properly.
So there's been a natural progression moving from inner city, just at the side of Forum, Devonshire Green, started off there, moved to Ponderosa, and now moved to Hillsborough. So how are the logistics, and how's that felt naturally moving and progressing into different parts of Sheffield?
Well, we've played with the model every year. We've just tried to find something that works and something that people can understand. Sometimes we've had all these different venues and different tickets, daytime tickets, nighttime tickets, day tickets, weekend tickets, and it's felt complicated at times, and we want it to be straightforward. So putting it all in one place seemed like the right thing to do, and it also, to do that, we needed a big place, and there isn't anywhere right bang in the city centre that you can have up to 40,000 people in. So Hillsborough Park was just it was there in front of us all the time. Once we realised it was perfect for what we want to do. The transport links are really good. They're used to having big influx of people coming and going with the football. So it's actually really good, I think, to have it all in one place.
How's the community around Hillsborough Park taken to the idea as well? Because again, you read concerns. You don't always necessarily see good things in the press, do you? It's always somebody's having a moan about something. But how's the local people around the area taken to the news?
It's been really positive. I've been directly involved in some of the consultation, and we've worked quite closely with people like the Friends of Hillsborough Park. The general message has been that the people of Hillsborough, and particularly the businesses, are very, very enthusiastic about having it. They want something big in Hillsborough. They want it to be known for something other than football. And they're very proud of where they live, but often feel maybe a bit overlooked. So there's a lot of enthusiasm. There's been concerns from people who use the park in various ways, and it's our job, and feel like we've achieved this, to make sure that people who want to use the park in a regular way can still do that. So not every inch of the park will be wristbanded. People who want to walk their dogs and go to the playground and stuff will still be able to do that.
I live in Mailing Bridge, just up the road, and I just love the idea of being able to walk down to an old Gallagher gig. I just think that I'm just really excited about that.
Well, exactly, that's what it's all about. I mean, I live just up the road from Ponderosa, and wandering down to go and see like Mobb Deep and De La Soul perform within the stone's throw of my house was amazing, and I think that is. It's one of the appeals, and and I drive past Hillsborough Park now, and it's all quiet, and there's a few lads playing football, and I think, wow, in July, this place is going to be lit up, and I think people of Hillsborough are really enthusiastic about that.
So you've been around the Tramlines Festival for 10 years now. You're there from the start, kind of.
Yeah, well, I ran an event in year one. I ran a little dubstep event at DQ, which was dubstep was very big in Sheffield at that time, and I was glad to be a part of that. Second year, I was running the youth festival, which was part of what would now be considered the Fringe.
What's been your favourite part of the last 10 years?
Oh, so many memories. Like, where it all comes together. All the different bits of my work come together on Tramlines weekend. And I think most of my best memories of being out and doing stuff in Sheffield are on that weekend. Public Enemy really stands out for me. They were such good performers. Their attitude was so good. We had Flavor Flav rolling around Sheffield, high-fiving the police. And he spotted a T-shirt that he really liked that someone in the crowd had. Brilliant. And he made them go out and fetch him one, which they gladly did.
Oh, nice.
So the attitude of both kind of on stage and off the stage was great, and it just felt like a real, when else are you going to see Public Enemy on Devonshire Green in the middle of Sheffield? Yeah,
brilliant. That's great. So there's been, I'm not focusing on the negatives, but you do see posts online that I just wanted to ask you about as well. So people were concerned that the Inner City Festival, it's kind of lost its way. It was originally for the people and free in the inner city. Now it's turned into this big, massive event. All, fenced off, and you need a band to get in and all that kind of stuff. What kind of message would you give those people that still have concerns about that?
I mean, to have a permanently free festival was just not sustainable. And even from the outset, we knew that was the case. We did have some funding from the council, which particularly in this day and age, is just not viable.
Yeah.
But it is very important that there's a big weekend for everybody,
Yeah.
and I think you'll find come the weekend that is still there. Plenty to do in the city centre, lots of options.
Yeah.
And it's together, collectively, we produce this massive offering that really showcases Sheffield at its best. And in terms of staying in touch with our roots, our 10th edition, it's all about celebrating Sheffield. It's all about doing the biggest and best event that we possibly can, and making sure that we put Sheffield on a pedestal. And I think that we're in touch with that. So
as the Fringe, because I'm a big part of the Fringe and a big ambassador for the Fringe and put gigs on myself as well. How do you feel, has the Fringe overtaken Tramlines in a certain way, or has it affected you financially with just people deciding to not buy a ticket and just go to the Fringe? How has that affected you really?
Obviously, some people just come to town and just want that and don't want to buy a ticket. We have to make sure that our offering is really strong and at good value, which I feel like we've done. Particularly when you compare us to other festivals around the UK. It's a symbiotic relationship. We rely on each other. There will be stuff happening in the city centre which we've worked with the council to make happen. So we need to make sure we're joined up in what we're doing, and it's about a collective offering which has something for everything.
And what's happening next year then for Tramlines? Tramlines 11? Anything bubbling?
Well, there will be things bubbling. Not in a position to release any of it yet.
Of course.
But keep your ear to the ground.
You've got to ask, though, haven't you?
Of course, yeah. And get if you see those early bird tickets on offer, get them, because there's all these people now who've got their ticket for 30 quid who are loving it, and it's important that you snap up the tickets quickly for next year.
I'd echo that. Just looking at the size of the lineup this year, if you get the opportunity to buy a ticket for next year at a really discounted price, people in Manchester reading this, jump on board with that as well, or wherever you are in the country or wherever you are that travel to Tramlines. Jump on the early bird tickets after the festival. It's probably a little bit early to talk about that. Let's get Tramlines 10, the big celebration.
If you've not got one yet, get your tickets
for this year. Yeah, sure.
This is definitely going to be our best year. It's going to be our biggest year, and it is incredible value. People moan a bit about the price, but look around. Compare it with other festivals.
It is competitive compared to other
It is,
events.
and look at the bands we've got on. They're not cheap.
No, I can imagine. But absolute pleasure to join you down at the Leadmill today, Alex. I just wanted to thank you for your time. You're great. We'll push Tramlines out on RGM as much as possible, and we love the event. And thanks again for your time. Cheers,
Pleasure.
mate.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks.